Next man up, obviously those two guys are important parts of what we do, but JaVale and Damian and Mac and Andy will do it by committee, and um, obviously, just like when I was out, we found a way to get it done, and we need to do that. And have obviously a physical presence and continue to rebound at a high level while he's out.
What were your few days like? I mean, you go for 43, and then something overnight on the plane, or
Yeah, I went to Portland, obviously ready for a back-to-back, and woke up that next morning. It was rough, rough go, and probably obviously the smart decision to not try to, you know, one, get anybody else sick, and two, push my body past the limits it was already at to try to play that night. So it was a really boring night at the hotel watching the game. Couldn't even watch our own broadcast, which sucked. No offense to the Portland people. Uh, but yeah, thankfully we got the win, and they did a great job of finishing off that game.
Some weight during this?
Not bad, actually. A surprise. So energy is good, ready to go.
Saw your guy Lee Cray on TV this morning. Lee Cray.
Oh, Lecrae? Yeah.
He was asked about you and about who else he likes in the NBA, and he said one of his other guys is Kyle Korver. So then he was asked, of course, in finals, he said he'd have to go with you guys.
Smart man. I like that.
Is that pretty much what you would think because you guys are buddies?
Oh no, I know him and Kyle go way back too. So as of three weeks ago, he was put in that predicament. But yeah, he's a good friend, and obviously doing some great things. With his music and who he's reaching and things like that. So I'm sure he's a basketball fan at heart too, just in general. So I know he'll be rooting us on, and we'll have a good time. Watching how the season unfolds.
what do you think of Andre's three-point barrage the other night?
I love what he said after the game, that people forget how good he is at times. Just the way he can impact the game without really filling up a stat sheet is common knowledge to us when we watch him play. But he's obviously a guy that can knock down a three. He's got confidence to do it, whether it's catch and shoot off the dribble, timely shots that can change the momentum of a game like it did in Portland. So it's fun to watch. Him hit the big shots and see how the team on the bench are reacting and that kind of stuff. And when he hits shots like that, it just gives us another boost to finish out games.
When you play against Kemba, can you sense him trying to sort of stand up for Charlotte in terms of just making sure that he comes after you, or is that just typical?
No, that's typical. That's any competitor, and whoever you're playing against, you want to get the best of them in that matchup and help your team win a game. And he has that chip on his shoulder no matter who he's playing, and that's why he's in the position he is as an all-star representing Charlotte, which is huge for the city and for their organization to have that representation in the all-star game. So he obviously deserves that nod this year with how he's been playing and how he's elevated his game the last few years. So it's great to see, and people getting excited about Hornet basketball back in Charlotte, which is good.
You see a guy like him, almost somewhat to yourself in a sense, come into the league and there's questions about his size and so forth, and you see him do well. Do you kind of feel, a little proud of that, or a little happy about that, seeing a guy?
No, I appreciate just great basketball from no matter who it is, and there is a certain sense of he was a killer in college that obviously won a national championship, and he was a huge factor in that. Big shots he made in that storyline. But yeah, it's a whole other ball game when you get to this level, and just finding ways to use your skill set to have an impact on the game and take it to levels that probably he didn't even think was possible, which is pretty amazing. And a lot of that's just his hard work and determination to figure it out. Or obviously the organization giving him the ball and letting him go. So that's been fun to watch.
Ends of this back-to-back.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless I get that bug.
Did your family have it? Steve had mentioned maybe it.
Yeah, it came from preschool day. I heard like when you start your kids in school, that first year or two, you pretty much susceptible to any and everything. So so far it's been okay. We just had a little rough go last week, but everything's good.
You're endorsing Vivo in China, and they're like top 10, and kind of on the up and up. And I was just wondering how you chose them, and also the outreach to the Philippines.
When I went to Manila 2 years ago, it was an unbelievable experience. Just the support, how the fever for basketball that they have. Place I want to go back and visit again. I know I have a lot of fans there, and obviously there's a lot of representation for the Philippines here in the Bay Area as well. So the whole deal with Vivo was kind of normally how we vet out the companies that we want to partner with and building that relationship. So that was the first time I've done anything in the Philippines directly. So learning process, but basically just choose the right people that are running the companies, and that's kind of how we partner with them and hopefully do some big things with them in the Philippines.